Eben, the NBA could not have asked for a better matchup. Who's the underdog here, Cleveland or Golden State?
As crazy as it is to say this, it seems like the underdog is LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is wild because he's been here for 5 straight years now. He's probably the best player in the game right now, but from people that follow the sport and the betting guys, they're the clear underdog.
They're the clear underdogs. Do any of the other players matter, Matt, when it comes to endorsements? Anyone who's not LeBron James or Steph Curry?
In this series, probably not. I mean, Kyrie Irving, who's been injured, I think, has a shoe deal with Nike. But basically, it's LeBron and his signature shoe versus Curry and his Curry shoe, which just came out this year at the Curry.
And they're both going to be wearing their respective sneakers on the court.
Yeah, of course. They're going to be wearing the sneakers in the post-game press conferences. I'm sure they'll have something with either Under Armour or Nike on them. So yeah, it's a big moment for Under Armour. They only started making basketball sneakers 5 years ago. Nike's been in the game for decades. And this is really the first time they've had one of their athletes on a stage like this.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, Eben, there's a difference in the way that Under Armour and Nike approach how they sign their athletes. What's Under Armour's distinction here?
Totally, yeah. As Matt said, Nike is the behemoth here, and Under Armour is the smaller player. So Nike can sign as many players as it wants. It can sign LeBron James, who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated 3 times as a high schooler. Whereas Under Armour has a little bit less money to play for. They have to be a little smarter, a little savvier. They took a shot on Steph Curry 2 years ago, way before people thought he had MVP qualities as he was MVP this year. So that's the way Under Armour plays. They have to be strategic. You saw it in golf when they signed Jordan Spieth when he was 19. He wins the Masters this year, and they look like geniuses.
Right.
But Under Armour has to be a little bit, pick and choose a little bit more than Nike does.
And they won big because Steph Curry's daughter is also a superstar in her own right.
Yeah, that's I guess a big bonus for them is that Riley Curry has become a star in her own right. Her videos on YouTube are getting hundreds of thousands of hits.
I mean, she's part of his commercial appeal at this point.
Right. Now, how much that helps him sell shoes, we don't know, but it's definitely raised his profile as a popular athlete.
Now, when it comes to selling shoes, Under Armour is taking a page right out of Nike's book, which is what? Limited edition, limited inventory.
Scarcity, making them in demand. They come out with the Curry 1, it sells out basically, so when they come out with the Curry 2, there'll be a lot of people who didn't get the Curry 1, hopefully they'll buy the Curry 2.
Hopefully they'll buy
right out of the playbook of what Nike's done with Air Jordans all these years.
So a red-hot pair of sneakers and an athlete on a hot streak does not necessarily create an empire. And you've written about how Reebok is a good cautionary tale for an Under Armour type company. Yeah,
Reebok, I mean, 15 years ago or so, they had Allen Iverson, who was arguably, probably the most popular player in the league and maybe in the world. And Reebok today doesn't really have much of a basketball business. And eventually got bought by Adidas, so yeah, I mean, this is great for Under Armour right now, but what it means long term, we don't know. Even if Curry goes out and they sweep the Cavs and he's the MVP and he becomes a really popular player, it doesn't mean Under Armour is going to really take off.
Okay. Eben, is there any other corporate logos we should be aware of for the finals? I mean, you've got Nike, you've got Under Armour. What, is Gatorade all over the place too?
Yeah, you see all the standard players that you see kind of across the NBA, they'll all be there. But Under Armour and Nike, to me, are the most compelling just because of what's happened in the past few years and what's going to be happening, I think, as Under Armour continues to grow.